What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, GeoFucks, and I gotta talk about my hometown. What gets to me is, I'm just gonna call it for what it is. It's the low standards. It's the fake ass allyship and people claiming to be for social justice while supporting the very opposite of social justice. So let's talk about it. My hometown is celebrating ecstatic over a Chic-Fil-A being open. And the out cold part is it's not even in the city. Once again, it's in Flint Township, Swartz Creek, so the city of Flint isn't going to get tax dollars from that. Okay? You still got to leave the city limits to go to that Chick-fil-A. And then, why are we celebrating more low-wage paying jobs coming to the area, as if we aren't already in one of the poorest counties in the state and one of the poorest cities in the nation? But okay, let's celebrate another fast food place that's going to come with more service economy jobs, thus more low-wage jobs. Not to mention that Chick-fil-A is extremely anti-LGBTQ+, and literally funds a lot of these transgender legislations and anti-LGBTQ+ legislations, even was supporting conversion therapy, all kinds of mess, very anti-LGBTQ+. Yet you will see people who are supposedly celebrating Pride last month, but yet geeked about Chick-fil-A being open this month. I mean, and again, it just goes to show you how the bar is literally in hell at this moment. Like, it's that low that, we're excited about a damn Chick-fil-A coming to town. And it just goes to show you, like, how performative a lot of people's activism is. Because these are the same people that, had rainbow this, rainbow that, and, I'm standing for the LGBTQ+, but yet I'm also going to support a restaurant that is known to be anti-LGBTQ+, with my rainbow. And it just goes to show you how, like I said, everything is for show, everything is about performance. A lot of these people, they don't care about you, your life, your rights, none of that shit. As long as they can get themselves a fucking chicken sandwich, they're going to be excited about that. And then what gets me is, if this was any other group, for example, if Chick-fil-A was anti-black, which they probably are. I mean, let's be honest. If they're anti-LGBT, they're probably anti-women and people who can birth having bodily autonomy, and they're probably pro-NRA, so they're probably pro-police, and they're probably pro not about your black ass. Okay? But if there was a restaurant that was basically blatantly, overtly racist and anti-black, y'all would be screaming about how racist it is and doing all of these protests. But because it's the LGBTQ+ community, screw us. We're still going to have our chicken sandwiches. And then, that's just like the NRA, the National Rifle Association, when they literally will have their, rallies and conferences and expos, and it's always, right after there's been a mass shooting. That's when they seem to pop up in the very same location of the mass shooting. Really odd how that always seems to happen. But, y'all, you can understand why parents of Uvalde, Texas, and I may be pronouncing that incorrectly and butchering it, I apologize, or, people in Columbine or wherever there's been a mass shooting, because there's mass shootings all over the damn country in the USA at this point. It's on a weekly basis. It's really sad. But you can see how people can be very upset and just angered at the NRA, for having their rallies and their expos and conventions in the same locations of various mass shootings. But you will turn around and tell LGBTQ+ people that we're being too sensitive. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal that places like Chick-fil-A are literally funding anti-LGBTQ+ legislation state to state across the country. We're being snowflakes for being upset about that. And this is exactly why, and I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore because I'm going to go there. This is exactly why you really have to pay attention to people's actions. You need to pay attention to what they post on social media. You need to pay attention to the things that they say and do. You need to pay attention to the people that they hang out with, to the music that they hang out with, to the music that they listen to. Pay attention to all of this, because a lot of times people put on this fake persona like they're so woke, social justice, equity, freedom, rights for all, equality, blah, 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 blah. But then their actions are the complete opposite. And then they'll turn around and look at you like you're being too sensitive, or, you know, you're too serious about blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I am literally every single day facing blatant transphobia, homophobia on a daily basis for being a black, queer, intersex, gay, trans man, trans masculine person. Every day we are learning about, well, this state just passed this legislation. You're not going to be able to have health care. You're not going to be able to get gender-affirming care. We're going to force you people to detransition, or, you know what, go on and commit suicide. Meanwhile, we literally have some of the highest suicide rates, period, because of the transphobia that we face, right? And not to mention, like, we have the Supreme Court chipping away at everybody's rights for bodily autonomy, abortion, reproductive health. They don't want you to have contraceptives, birth control, condoms, IUDs, what have you. They want to police what type of sex you're having. They don't want you to have anal sex because, according to the Supreme Court, that's sodomy. They don't, you know, all of this is happening, and then yet we'll be called snowflakes because we don't support Chick-Fil-A. And we're calling it out because a lot of you are fake ass activists. You do everything for performance. It's absolute bullshit at this point. Your actions say everything else, and I'm just gonna say it. I'm tired of dealing with fake, phony, hypocritical ass people on a daily damn basis. But yet, when something impacts their bitch ass, all of a sudden, oh my God, we need to be standing up together, blah, 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 blah. But that's just it. Until it impacts them, it doesn't really matter. And that's privilege in itself, right? Like, until they are the victim, until they are the targeted group, then all of a sudden we need to come together, we need to work together, we need to figure out some things. Which is exactly what's happening right now with abortion. All of a sudden, all these cisgendered white women are screaming and hollering when these are the same white women who were voting for Trump in large numbers in 2016 and in 2020. Yet, now all of a sudden, it's, oh my God, our rights, oh my God, 4th of July, what freedom? And that's all privilege-based, because for a lot of people, we never were free to begin with. Again, black people in America, July 4th, 1776, were enslaved. So what freedom? But of course, now that white cis women are feeling attacked and targeted, oh no, now they're oppressed, and now all of a sudden they understand. But they had no problem voting for Trump twice in large numbers. Now they're screaming and hollering about how they don't have access to bodily autonomy, reproductive rights, reproductive health care, reproductive freedom. So again, I just had to make a video on that. And also what I mean by service economy jobs. Service economy jobs are like the Dollar General behind me, the Rite Aid, the gas station, the Walmart, the McDonald's, the Burger King, the Chick-Fil-A's. These are service economy jobs. These are typically low wage, low paying, and there really is no upward mobility or growth. Okay. And here we are living at a time when inflation is 9.2%, aka price gouging as well. A lot of our wages and salaries have yet to increase or reflect the cost of living or take inflation into consideration. Yet, let's bring more $15 an hour or less, in many cases, less, especially in my area. There's people still being paid $10, $11 an hour. So, yeah, and then they're over here requiring you to make 3 times the rent on that. And the rent is $1,000. Let's say the rent is $1,000. You need to make 3 times that. right? You need to make at least $3,000 a month take home. And most people are not doing that in my area. I'm not making $3,000 take home, right? I make $2,307 and some change. And that's why I'm not really getting, there's many reasons why I'm not really getting the celebratory response to Chick-fil-A coming to the area. I mean, are chicken sandwiches that important? Like, you have a KFC, you have churches, you have, what is that, Popeyes, right? Remember that 3 years ago, people were literally killing each other over Popeyes chicken sandwiches? You know, and it's just, after a while, it's just like, you know, you people are some of the most fake people I've ever met in my life, and I don't have time for it anymore. You showed your true colors. I've acknowledged that those are your true colors. They are waving brightly in the air, and I am no longer interested in playing games with you. But anyways, I gotta go get my dog some wet dog food, because that's what they prefer mixed in with their hard food. They're very picky. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, because there's so many people, and I'm just like, and this kind of goes back into the bigger problem of, a lot of times, and I'm just going to keep it real, a lot of times we support our own oppression. I'm just going to throw what it is. You know, you're funding your own oppression. You're supporting the very same corporations that make laws to make your life a living hell. And then you complain about it, but yet you are going there to eat. You have no problem with, and again, you will see people with the marriage equality stickers, you know, the HRC Human Rights Campaign stickers with the blue background and the 2 yellow eagle signs in the drive-through of a Chick-fil-A. It's just that hypocritical. It's just like, you know, it's just that blatantly how performance is now activism, because a lot of people's activism is performative, you know, because outside of that, they're not really doing the work to really be about the activism that they claim to support. But they'll pull up at a rally, a march, a protest. They'll make a sign. They'll hashtag. They'll have one of those filters on Facebook, you know, whatever. But then in the same breath, they'll turn around and go support a corporation that is anti-LGBT, yet they just were celebrating Pride last month. So, yeah, I think I just need to make a video on that real quick. Well, real quick, it's 13 minutes, but I had to make a video on it, because it's like, you see that type of shit all the time, and that's just on one of the various social issues, right? Because, yeah, like I said, this is no different than white cis women voting for Donald Trump and then now screaming and hollering about not having reproductive rights. Again, you're supporting your own demise, your own oppression, and then you want to play victim when people call your stupid, useless ass out. And it's a lot of us that need to be called out. I'm done.